The following episode of the Maui Chamber of Commerce's Business Matters was originally broadcast on December 13th, 2022.
It's time now for Business Matters radio show, sponsored by Mokulele Airlines and hosted by the president of the Maui Chamber of Commerce, Pam Tumpab. Good morning.
Hey, Gary, aloha and good morning, and happy holidays to you and all listening in. It's great to be here with you today, and today we're going to talk about our economy and what we might expect moving forward. We're going to learn about what's new and happening this holiday season at Queen Ka'ahumanu Shopping Center, and we're going to get to know a new chamber member focused on helping businesses grow their business by strengthening their brands. But first, this morning, we're going to talk to Dr. Eugene Tian, Research and Economic Analyst, Division and Department of Business and Economic Development and Tourism head. So we are thrilled to have you as the division administrator. I know your office has been conducting some amazing economic reports looking at tourism, emerging industries, diversification, our quality of life, technology, energy, and taxation. Dr. Tian also produces, with his department, the official statewide short-range economic forecast on a quarterly basis and the long-range population and economic forecast every 5 years, and just released a new study. So, Dr. Tian, welcome, and aloha. Thank you for joining our show again.
Oh, hi. Good morning. It's my pleasure to come to the radio show. I think this is my third or fourth Tom has been inviting me. We released our report on economic forecast. It's actually the last day of November. Is about 2 weeks ago. And the economic condition continued to be very strong. There were several indicators statewide. For example, we have a very good tax collection. And the general excise tax is a comprehensive measure of the economic activity. For the first 10 months, the general excise tax increased by about 19.1%. It's almost 20%. That's a good sign. And our labor market condition continues to improving. Our unemployment rate, first time in September, we were the same as the U.S. And in October, our unemployment rate is actually lower than the U.S. So that is a good sign. Then,
wow.
When we talk about tourism, the visitor arrivals continue to a strong recovery, and statewide is recovered. This is in comparison with the 2019 visitor count. It's recovered at 88.6% statewide. For Maui, the recovery is actually higher. It's at about 95% for the first 10 months. So the only sector we see there is some issues is actually the construction because of the high interest rate and mortgage rates. So real estate activities, sales is declining by actually double digits, including Maui. And the construction building permit insurance is actually declining. The number of homes, residential homes authorized to build is also declining. So this is happening on Maui as well. So this drives our economic forecast down a little bit, but we still see Hawaii's economy will be growing better than the U.S. as a whole. We will grow at about 2.6% this year, and we will grow 1.7% next year in 2023. Compared with the U.S., the U.S. growth will be below 2% for this year. It's about 1.8, 1.9% versus 2.6 for Hawaii. And for next year, we are going to grow 1.7%, and the U.S. is projected to be about 0.3, 0.2%. So that is the comparison.
Wow, that's exciting to hear, especially when, we keep hearing about a looming recession. And so with these statistics, it sounds like a number of the things you just mentioned are going to be tremendously helpful. What do you see as some of the key things that will help us lessen the impacts of a recession here?
Yeah, because when we look at the U.S., the economic growth at about 0.2%, I think recently the economic forecast agencies increased that percentage to 0.3. We are looking at a 0.2, 0.3%. That's basically, it would be a recession in early part of 2023. But because the U.S. economy has been fully recovered, and it recovered in 2021 in all the areas, but Hawaii is still recovering, especially our tourism is still under recovering. For example, for Maui, the job count recovery is 90.5% for the first 10 months. So it's not 91% yet. So we are still recovering. Although tourism on Maui recover faster than others, mainly is the job count in accommodation hotels. But in the food services, restaurants is still recovering. I think that is falling behind because of the recovery in the food services is only about 85%. So for in terms of job count. So I think that is a challenging, I think, for the economy as a whole. We have some phenomena we didn't experience in the past. Well, the economy is recovering, and we have more people are looking for jobs. They are unemployed, looking for jobs. At the same time, we see there are the businesses have a hard time finding workers. So we have a labor shortage. So this is happening first time as an economist I have experienced in my 30 years working in the state. So we have people looking for jobs, and at the same time, businesses have difficulty finding the right workers. So I think mainly is because the workers looking for jobs, they are not a good fit. So they are all maybe in a different field, and then maybe they are in the different occupation. Although they are in the retail or in the tourism, but in the different occupation. And I think the job we need currently is mainly in the medical field. We definitely have a shortage. We don't have candidates for medical field, nurses, doctors, physicians. Then in the tourism sector, we also don't have the right occupation. A lot of people coming from unemployed from the industry, from tourism. But tourism is also looking for jobs, looking for workers. So I think the workers, either they are not willing to go back to their old occupation, old field, or they are not in the right position to fill those positions. I think this is a challenge. I think is going to happen. Maybe last for another year in 2023. We will continue to have workers shortage.
Yeah, we continue to hear about it every day, and you're right. It's interesting to hear that we have fewer unemployed, and yet we continue to hear such great challenges and the mismatch between those seeking the jobs and those having the jobs available. We're trying to keep finding new ways to connect that. But it's good to know that our unemployment is going down. That's great to hear because we always thought it was going to recover sooner. It's really seemed to take a very long time coming out of COVID. But, I appreciate having that data. And I was going to ask, and I appreciate you covering that as to, what was really boosting our economic recovery and that we were doing so well in terms of our unemployment rate compared to the national level. So that's That's good to hear. You know, we continue to look at, and you covered what's happening in real estate, and the prices are coming down again. We're starting to hear interest rates are coming down again. Can you talk a little bit about how that's going to impact and have an effect on our housing shortage, and what you see happening over the course of this coming year in the housing market?
Yes, I think first, the good news is that this morning the federal government released our inflation rate. The inflation rate for U.S. and for both U.S. and Hawaii have been declining. For Hawaii, the November inflation rate is 5.8%. That is good. I think that is in comparison with at the beginning of the year, our Hawaii unemployment rate was 7.5%, 7.5, and now down to 5.8%. I think that is a good sign. It's also mainly caused by the Federal Reserve increase the interest rate. Make it the interest rate increase is actually it will impact construction mainly. So investment, the capital investment, because it costs more to construct a building or construct a home. So I think we will continue because this impact. We look at the building permit in, for example, for Maui County. Yeah. The building permit is actually decreased during the first 10 months of this year. So, for example, for Maui County, the decrease is about 10% for the total building permit insurance for during the first 10 months. That means next year in 2023, the construction industry is going to be slow because it will take a few months from the time the building permit is granted and to the starting of the construction. So in terms of real estate, we do see the Maui County, for example, in the first, this is talking about 11 months, we just get the November data. In terms of sales, single family, Maui County has a decrease by 24.1%. That's number of sales, single family. In terms of a condo sales, it's decreased by 32.3%. So this is a very huge decrease in terms of home sales. But the price for single family, it continued to increase. For the first 11 months, increased by 13.9%, almost 14%. Then that's for single family. For condo homes, the sale price increased by almost 20%. It's 19.6%. So we do expect that in the next year, 2023, there will be a slowdown in construction. There will be some slowdown in the housing price. But I don't expect that the housing price will actually decrease. It may have a slowdown, but because on all the islands, the housing price is still increasing for all the islands, both for single family and condo homes. So there will be a slowing down in next year, but I don't expect the housing price will decrease much. And I think the economy, as we talk, usually it takes about 6 to 7 years to recover. Our current forecast is the full recovery in tourism and other sectors will be in 2025. So I think
in
that we have to be
2025,
patient and wait until it's fully recovered in 2025.
Okay. Well, that gives us a great view, and and it's for us, of course, on Maui. We've continued to watch our housing crisis just soar, and to hear about the declines and to get the data. Well, it's so important to have, to know again, like you said, that after we're looking at permitting data, which is such, is the factor that we look at for what's happening in construction and how many things are permitted. And if we're seeing a decline in permitting, of course, we're seeing a decline in construction and fewer homes built, where we still need to catch up. We are, of course, hopeful that our new governor is going to help with the housing market and help expedite some housing projects. That's sort of our great hope on the horizon. But really appreciate this phenomenal report. Now, when is your next report coming out?
Yeah, we do this report every quarter, this quarterly. The next report is due in February.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing this with us. We always appreciate this data. And where can people find this information online?
Yeah, it's on our website, the DBEDT website. I think if people Google, in the Google, you just type DBEDT, DBEDT, and then research, DBEDT space research, and you will find our website. Then the information I'm talking about is particularly in the forecast. There is a section called the forecast. So people can find our forecast. This is a short-term forecast on the quarterly. We also have a long-term forecast up to 2045.
Fantastic. Well, folks, I really encourage you. It's really worth your while to Google DBEDT, Department of Business, Economic Development and Tourism, DBEDT, and look for DBED research, and then look for the economic forecast. The information you'll find there is a wealth of information, and DBEDT does a great job at presenting all this information to us on a regular basis. Dr. Tian and his team do a phenomenal job of getting it out there, and phenomenal work. And this is what we need to keep up with, because in these times I know that some people are worried. And so let's take a look at the statistics. Let's be planning forward. This is a time to dust off your business plan and be making projections for the new year and looking at how you're going to sustain your business and grow. So, Dr. Tian, thank you so much. We appreciate having you on the show again, and look forward to having you come back after your next report.
Yeah, thank you. It's my pleasure to come to your radio show.
Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Is the weather good on Oahu?
Yeah, the weather is good.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day. Aloha.
Yeah. Okay. Aloha. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, we're going to take a quick commercial break to hear from Mokulele Airlines, and we'll be right back.
Mokulele Airlines operates the largest commuter airline hub in the country, right here in Kahului. Fly Mokulele from Kahului to Molokai, Lanai, Hana, Waimea, Kona, and now Hilo. Mokulele also operates the only flights between Kapalua and Honolulu. There is never a middle seat on Mokulele, and every seat has a window and aisle. Visit mokuleleairlines.com and take your next flight from the newly renovated Mokulele Terminal.
Welcome back to Business Matters. Are you there, Pam?
I'm here. Is Kauwela on the line?
Hang on. I'm going to go check and call on her.
Okay, great. All right. Well, we're going to have Kauwela, who is Kauwela Bisquera, who's the general manager of Queen Ka'ahumanu Shopping Center, and she has been involved in so many aspects of the mall operation. She has worked as the specialty leasing manager at QKC for quite some time, and prior to working at QKC, my apologies, Queen Ka'ahumanu Shopping Center, known as QKC. She was also the regional director of the American Heart Association on Maui, overseeing programming and fund development on Maui, the Big Island, and Kauai. Kauwela has extensive experience in real estate industry, also as a realtor and property management, and she has been working very hard this holiday season to not only, and prior to the holiday season, to not only work with all of our great shopping mall tenants, that have been building up and gearing up for the holiday season, but also bringing in new stores into the mall and bringing a host of marketing and great performances and activities to generate excitement and remind everybody, shop local, shop small, and shop at QKC. So she's going to tell us all about what's happening this holiday season.
We have Kauwela on the line, Pam.
Is she on the line, Gary?
Yes.
Good morning.
There she is. Good morning. How are you, Kauwela?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful this beautiful cloudy morning. How about yourself, Pam?
Is it cloudy where you're at? It's kind of blue skies where I'm at.
Oh no, it's a little cloudy and dreary. Little drips of rain here and there.
Oh, well, thank God. I mean, we need the rain.
We do need the rain. I'm not too far down from you. I'm at the shopping center right now, so it's a little. But I do see some sun peeking out. But right now it's mostly cloudy.
Yeah. Well, we're excited to hear about what's going on, and I know you've brought in several new stores this year for the holiday season. Can you tell us about some of the new stores that you've brought into the mall?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're super excited. We're back in full force for holiday season after a couple of years of hiatus and then a semi-holiday and then a half holiday season. So we are super excited to be in full holiday season this year. We got great new stores that we brought in. Tanoa from Oahu has opened a store here, and they're here permanently. Beautiful Polynesian clothes, locally owned by a husband and wife, family owned, and just really beautiful print. We also have Football Fanatics for all those football fanatics out there. We got all the NFL, MLBs, memorabilia or logoed items that you guys need during this football season. So we're super excited for them. And they've just told us that they will stay on past football season and looking to possibly open in a bigger space. So that's exciting.
Wow.
They're doing really great here, so we're super excited about that. We also have, Cat Cafe. Everybody knows about the Cat Cafe by now. But this holiday season, we were very excited to bring in some new pop-ups that are looking to stay a little longer after the holiday season. So we have the boutique Heart and Soul, beautiful clothes. She is located down by the old former Pac Sun, Heart and Soul, and she just talked to us and says that she's doing super awesome. She loves the traffic and she loves the vibe and wants to stay longer after holiday. So we're super excited about that.
Great.
And if you haven't been to our holiday gift shop, Gifts and Crafts down there by Coho Side, oh Pam, you'd go crazy in that store. I highly suggest you go and visit it. It's 10 crafters selling their items. It's really awesome this holiday season, and we just met with them yesterday about possibly extending. So we're super excited about that.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, I know that you keep everything hopping at the mall during the holiday season. And you and I happened to be at the airport the other night, and we were talking about Ecolo had done a concert there. What are some of the things that are coming up? And I think I read Santa's coming back, so tell us about what you've got going on.
Yes, absolutely. And I can't believe I forgot that, but Ecolo, everybody heard me, Ecolo has opened up a retail store here at Queen Kahumanu Center. They are located upstairs next to the Cat Cafe. Beautiful space. They have done a great job with it. You can buy their merchandise. You can jam with the guys there. They're up there almost every day. They'll be doing some things, some like backyard singing in the space. So we're super excited to have them. We kicked off their grand opening with an Ecolo concert last weekend, which went fabulous. But holiday season, Pam, there's everything and anything happening. We've got, every Sunday we got our Mele Makeke, Makers Market, every Sunday from 10 to 4. Every Tuesday is Pet Photos with Santa. Santa is back, and he is located behind center stage, and we are we're not COVID-free, but you are able to sit with Santa this year in the past 3 years you weren't able to sit with Santa. So we're excited about that. We also have Wednesdays is Bingo Bells. We brought out our Bingo Bells, which is you got to come early because people fight for seats. I got to tell you.
I heard about that. I heard our seniors are in love with this.
Oh yeah, we're giving out fabulous prizes, and it's funny because they don't really care if they care if they win, of course, but they just love being out and having fun and getting to do stuff that they feel like they can be that they can participate in, and so we're super excited about that. Every Friday we have Holo Holo Friday, where we have keiki holiday crafts, and then we have live local music. So last weekend we had the awesome Jordan Soon. This Friday we have Kamaina Nights along with Holo Holo Friday. So we have the incomparable Ellie Mack coming to QKC. It's the first time Ellie Mack will be performing at Queen Kahumanu Center, so we're super excited about that. And then on Saturdays, we have our keiki clubs and our crafting. So something for everybody all week. We're very busy here this holiday season. We forgot how holiday can be. I think our team is fairly new, and I think being after a hiatus of a couple of years, I forgot how crazy holiday can be. But it's super exciting. Love the vibe in the mall now.
You know, that's so important. Everybody missed that in-person shopping. For, the duration of COVID, we were all just like, oh, my gosh. And wanting to be careful. And, of course, the stores were doing everything they could to create safe environments for everybody. But now you're back in full swing. Everything is, like you said, reopened. I know it's coming off of planning for the Made in Maui County Festival to be live again this year, too. It's like, oh, yeah, we're back.
Right.
Here's all these things we've got to remember to revisit and get going. Somehow that hiatus kind of affected our brain a little bit. But it's so I know what you mean when you say there's so many things to consider and bring back, but it's thrilling. And I know that I'm just hearing rave reviews about the mall right now, that people are really enjoying the shopping, the atmosphere, and you and your team are doing a phenomenal job.
Oh, thank you, Pam. Thank you, Pam. Before I forget, I also want to mention gift wrapping starts this Friday every day at the mall, and every day it's a different nonprofit. So the nonprofits do the gift wrapping, and they keep any for donations, and they keep all the donations. So come on down and get your gifts wrapped and support a great cause as well.
That's awesome. Now tell people also about the store hours and for each of the days.
So we just literally kicked up this Sunday our holiday hours. And so we are 9 to 9 every day, all the way until Christmas Eve.
And what is it on Christmas Eve?
Christmas Eve, it is 9 to 6 is what we're going to do this year. And we're super excited, and our tenants are super excited as they are feeling the vibe. They're seeing the people, the traffic come through. It's been a great start to the holiday season, and I just can't wait to have a fabulous close as well.
No, I'm glad to see that the energy and excitement is there, and the businesses are doing well. How's everybody dealing with supply chain issues? Are they holding up, or are there any
you know what? I think for the most part, our seasonal retailers have kind of found a flow to it on when they're ordering, and so I think a lot of them have kind of got the gist of how much to order now, because we still have a little bit of a lack of the supply chain. So I think they, for the most part, have gotten into a flow of revamping their schedule of ordering. I think right now the biggest challenge for our retailers and restaurants and businesses is staffing. We still have quite a few stores, quite a few businesses. I mean, I'm sure everywhere, but in the shopping center, during holiday season, it's very crucial to have enough staff on hand to, be able to give that experience during holiday season. And I know that quite a few of our retailers and businesses are struggling with staffing.
Well, we just had Dr. Eugene Tian from the Department of Business, Economic Development, and Tourism, and he was saying that our unemployment is down. But he was also saying, which is good, but he was saying that, there's still a lot of workers out there looking. So we just want to give all of those workers out there looking a heads up. There are jobs available in retail at QQC and across the island this holiday season. And retail's a lot of fun.
It is. It can be a lot of fun. It's a lot of face-to-face interaction, and it can be very fun. You make great people. You make great friends. It's an experience in itself. Retail. I mean, I worked retail. We all started off at retail at some point in our lives, and it was one. I mean, I still have my closest friends are from back in the day of one of my first retail jobs. I worked at Gap. And so you really make a really great friendship circle, camaraderie, and just great social life through retail. So it's very, very exciting. And if anybody's looking for a job, please visit our website, queenkahumanacenter.com. We have all jobs openings up on our website.
That's so fantastic that you're doing that and helping all of the shops while they're busy selling, helping to make connections, because it's really important. So now that we're in full swing and you've got all of these new vendors in place, what are some of the key things that you're seeing people, is there any standout new products that come to mind? I'm really excited to hear about that new craft store and to come in and see that by the corner of Coho's. That sounds like a lot of fun, and you're going to see unusual things there that we wouldn't expect from our local crafters, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. I think I go into that store at least 3 times a week. I buy something, I think of something, because it changes, because you have these crafters, so they change, they get ideas, they're very, they're artistic, like, oh, let's do something, and then they do put something else out. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't see that last week or the other day. And so I go, it's a good and bad thing for me, unfortunately. But it's actually one of my favorite holiday stores that we've ever had, and I'm super excited. And I do hope that they do continue to stay on, and we can help them make it work somehow. But it is very important to highlight our crafters out there and see their creativity. I think Tanoa also is a very popular this year, as a lot of, they have a huge Maui following, but I think they're also finding some new followers of people who haven't really seen them before. So we're super excited about that. And of course, Ekolu. I mean, we're just ecstatic for them on this new chapter in their expanse career of music, and now they get to, now they're doing the retail side of it, and we're super excited for them on that one.
That's so awesome. Well, we were talking at the airport because you and I are Tanoa fans, and I was having to buy it online or at that other big mall in Honolulu to find their products. And Island Prince, I'm telling you, the clothing is so. Not only do I love how it fits, they've got designs that fit from the very petite to, I think they go to I know they go to 3X, maybe even 4X. I'm not sure about 4X. But the clothing is super soft.
It is, and it's super flattering.
And it's flattering.
Which is important.
Yeah, it's flattering. They're beautiful island prints. I've bought a number of shirts there, and they have clothing for men and women, and so you can even coordinate your designs if you want. I have to go over and see Ekolo's new shop, but I love the idea of the guys jamming in the back. How cool is that? And I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just, it's actually really awesome because, you just walk in and then you see a couple of the guys, or you'll just see one of the guys jamming. And I think Lukela, yesterday, a visitor from Japan had just got off the plane, and he had heard about the store, and he came straight from the airport to the store, a Kolu store, just to jam with them. And, they gave him an ukulele, and he just jammed straight from Japan, off the plane, straight to a Kolu store. So we're super ecstatic about it. We're super excited for them, and we are here to support them any way we can. And I think that they're just going to do amazing things. That's
phenomenal. I mean, who would have expected that to happen? But imagine That I can see that taking off in social media, and you're going to have a whole bunch of exciting interactions from that. That is thrilling to hear. And I also heard, and I think I had heard about this on a national level, about Toys R Us partnering with Macy's. And I understand you've got some Toys R Us there now.
Yes, absolutely. Come down to our Macy's, both the men's and women's side. The women's side does have a sneak peek of the Toys R Us store, but it's in the men's side by the children clothing. Behind the escalators on the men's store, they revamped it for our entire Toys R Us toy store. So we're super excited about that. I think Macy's was super excited about that. In fact, yesterday I forgot that I was supposed to get a gift for a Rotary community service project, and so I just ran over there and got one. And I was like, thank God that they're there. So it's super exciting just to have another option for toys this year.
Yeah, I mean, what was it years back? I think it was KB Toys. I'm not sure.
Yep.
But
KB Toys, and then I think KB Toys was like the original, and then it went into Toys R Us.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So
we're super excited for that.
And is that just for the holiday season, or is that going to be ongoing?
No, that is ongoing. They did launch it in September, right before the holiday season. But it is a permanent stand, so there will always be a Toys R Us there in that area.
Okay, well, my kids are beyond that at this point, but and I'm not a grandma yet. But for those who, for all of the parents and grandparents and aunties and uncles and visit Toys R Us, because it's so nice to see all the diversity of toys, and of course many of our other retailers on island have tried to help shore that up over the years, but it's going to be great to see what's available at QKC and that partnership through Macy's. Anything else, Kauwela, that you want to share with our audience and tell them about?
I just want to say, come on down this holiday season. We're back in full force. We have great things happening all week. This week, we have Happy Wahine popping up, Get Nuts, where we'll be popping up this weekend, as well as Born Hawaii. So come on down for our 3 pop-ups this weekend.
Wow. Okay, I'm coming down. I'm coming down.
I'll make sure security looks out for you.
Make sure they look. Actually, I'm thinking my family's going to try and be security to keep me from shopping more. They're going to try and block this. But no, I'm just joking. This is the time of year when it's so great to shop and, buy wonderful things for our friends and family and our coworkers, and just shop local, shop small, shop at QKC this holiday season. You're going to find many amazing treasures. And Kauwela, thank you for, I want to give a special shout out, not only for everything you do at QKC, but also for being such a great supporter and helping us this year again with the Made in Maui County Festival. We truly appreciate our partnership with you, and thank you for being a chamber member and for all you do for our community.
Well, thank you so much, Pam. You're very welcome, and there is nothing better than community service, so it is an easy thing to support our community. So thank you so much, Pam, for all you do as well.
Oh, bless you. Well, thank you very much as well, and you have a fantastic Maui day.
You too. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. All right. Well, it's so great to connect with Kauwela. We ran into each other the other night in the airport, and I was getting a chance to catch up a little bit, and I'm glad she was able to join us today. And next we're going to talk to and get to know a little bit about a gentleman named Michael Ross. He is the founder of Sparkfire Studios, a business branding studio. Now, his background is in complementary fields of graphic design and linguistics. He was previously a bartender at Mama's Fish House until COVID hit, and he jumped on the opportunity and created Sparkfire Studios. He actually won a Pele Award in 2022 for his work with Uncle's Ice Cream, which is an Oahu-based company that he helped to expand nationwide. And so I think he's on the line. Is that correct? Gary, is Michael on?
Michael is there. Michael.
Oh, great. Aloha, Michael. Welcome to the show.
Hi, aloha, everyone.
So I was just telling everybody a little bit about how you left Mama's Fish House to start your new opportunity at Sparkfire Studio, that you won a Pele Award in 2022 for your work with Uncle's Ice Cream. And so tell us a little bit about your business, this newly started business, and what inspired you to make the jump?
Yeah, to say it's a newly started business, I've been doing this kind of stuff for a while. But for me, like you kind of mentioned in the intro, I'm really interested in linguistics and graphic design, and branding is a perfect combination of all of that. A lot of people, especially business owners, there's a lot of misunderstanding about what exactly branding is. They usually talk about their brands along the lines of a logo or a color palette or something like that. But really, branding is your message. It's your having developed your values, having developed your purpose and intention, and then once you have developed those elements, then you implement those elements into your design, your website, business cards, all those other things. So branding is more about message than it is about design, honestly.
Yeah, I think that you're right. A lot of people don't think of it the way that you do, and that is the correct way to think about it. And you can, I know you can tell us stories, and I'm going to ask you to share a little bit about why that's so important, because it's when you can really connect with people and share, your values and your vision with those who support you, how it changes the dynamics in your marketing, and how, marketing should be based on your branding. And so can you talk a little bit about why it's important to connect people with your, not just your products, but your values and your vision, and really build out your brand, and then how that translates into your marketing and advertising?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, at the end of the day, the easy answer is that people don't resonate with products. If you have a blender that has more speeds than the other one, and that's all you're talking about, that's great if someone really, really needs a blender at that moment. But and when I say products, I also mean services as well. You can be an accountant,
yes.
And we'll just call that your product. So people don't really resonate with that. What they really resonate with is your story, your purpose, your vision, your mission, things like that. And so when you're doing marketing, a lot of people, a lot of business owners tend to wake up and be like, oh my gosh, we need more marketing. We need to put ads out. We need to do this. And they usually, when they do that, it's kind of an ad hoc kind of situation where they're like, what are we going to do this time? What are we going to say this time? And there's a kind of a lack of strategy with it all. And even if you do get your ads out regularly, the problem is if you bought all that time and you do get some eyeballs on the other side, if you don't have a message behind it, if it's just a product, you just wasted a lot of time and money. Because really, what's happening in this dynamic is that you are doing advertising, and then there's someone on the other end, and let's say you do get their attention in one way or another. The customers, especially today, because they're super savvy, they're going to turn around and they're going to look at well, who is this business? What are they about? What's their intention? We want to know, from everything from am I being scammed, or do these people mean well, or whatever it is. People pay attention to the business. And so the main difference between marketing and branding is that marketing is really knowing your customer very well, or knowing them well. What
right.
time are they scrolling on their phone? What age are they? What are their interests? Just who are our customers? And this is what most businesses and even government agencies like pay attention to. But so you can know your customer, but branding is knowing yourself, having developed who you are and what is your why? Well, why did you start this business in the first place? You know, what do you want your customers to know that you're proud of? It's developing yourself. It's knowing yourself, and I think that's a huge gap in the business community because everyone's so focused on the customer.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I know that you have been doing some phenomenal work to help people understand this. Since you won the Pele Award for Uncle's Ice Cream, can you just share a little bit about what you did that helped them transform and how they've jettisoned now to expand nationwide?
Yeah, I mean, that's a classic example of a business that has a lot of traction, a huge fan base. They knew their product. They had ironed out all the wrinkles in their process. And when they first approached me, their business presence was way behind. Everything from their website and everything down was just something that had been put together years before and was totally outdated. And so we sat down and we found out, like, who are they? What do they care about? And what are the things that are important for them? And so, for example, with Uncle's Ice Cream, one thing that's pretty much at the top of their list is engagement with their customers. They just want a lively engagement going on, and they want to be in touch, and they want to respond, and they want to have things. So, for the people playing at home, you can go to unclesicecream.com. You'll see, like, everything that we built. And I built a lot of, customer engagement things in there. We helped develop their personality. I always work with businesses' personalities. I use the Carl Jung personality archetype. A lot of businesses use those, even though it was pretty much meant just to kind of categorize people. But, we developed their personality and their tone and their position. And, let me jump back a little bit. When I talk about tone, tone is like, how are we going to speak? Are we speaking casual, fun, like? Are we serious? When we decide those things, let's make that cohesive across social media and your actual collateral materials and your packaging. Let's just bring some cohesion to the voice and tone of your business. So that was a lot of work that we did with Uncle's Ice Cream, and it pretty much built that entire website from scratch with all those programs built in that were really catered to the things that they're looking for.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. When you say really slated to, how does the website help them? I know you really help them transform, their tone and their voice to be clear and help people understand their mission and purpose. But does the website also? You also mentioned that they wanted to be very responsive. So is the website also geared to helping them be more responsive or have an ease in being more responsive because of the way the website's set up? Or how does the website help with what they're trying to accomplish?
Well, see, it comes down to, these days it's crazy, like a lot of the communications on like Instagram and stuff, the world has definitely changed. But with the website, it was, we wanted to have something that it was more than just a newsletter that we're sending out to people. We wanted to provide them something fun to do. Other than just standard back and forth communication. So like I created what's called Sammy Says, which is our Instagram game, which brings people to the website. I created the Ice Cream Dream Machine, which is where people go in and they create their fantasy ice cream sandwich flavors and things like that. But it provides them these things that are fun for them to do, but also brings them to the website. So the website's the landing platform, and then the good for a business, but it also gives the website gives them stuff to be a part of, as opposed to just, again, signing up for a newsletter. Even the whole community I built, the Flavor Craver community, just something to be a part of. And we actually send them real stuff in the mail, like stickers and all that stuff, because we wanted to try to keep it a little more old school and tangible and tactile in your hand. That was one of our goals. So all of that could be achieved through the website.
That's fantastic. That's really fantastic. So, folks, if you're curious, go research Uncle's Ice Cream. Go Google that and take a look at what's happening. Because again, what Michael is doing is not only helping you, develop your brand, but come up with strategies that connect it to all elements of your business, and in ways that really change the dynamics of how you're connecting with your customers and their response to your business. Tell us, we've got just a couple quick minutes, so can you briefly tell us a little bit about what kind of businesses benefit most from your branding process?
Sure. Again, I've dabbled in startups before. Startups are a little bit tricky because a lot of times they don't know what's going to be their product as well as they think they do, so there's a lot of moving targets there. It can get a little tricky. Primarily a business that has traction, that knows their products, that knows their process, and it's one of two things. They're either trying to get to the next level, or they've tried to get to the next level, but it didn't work for some reason. Like their advertising didn't connect, they weren't getting the results they thought they were getting. Those are the two classic situations where the unknown element, the X factor that they're missing, it's not the advertising, it's not the money they put into it, it's the branding, it's the message, it's the communication, not even communication, the connecting with the customers. And if anyone is interested in what does that look like in a website or a business, they can go to my website, which is sparkfirestudios.com. And on one of those pages, I have a few of the companies.
Hi, Pam. I hate to interrupt you. We have 1 minute left.
Okay. Thank you so much, Gary. Michael, I'm glad you gave everybody the website. Give them your phone number, too. I was just going to say real quick that if you go to the website, there's 3 businesses on there. Just take a look. You can see what a business looks like when it's properly branded. Thank you so much for joining us, Michael. Again, it goes quick every time at Business Matters. Thank you so much for joining us. We want to say mahalo to our sponsor, Mokulele Airlines. I'm Pamela Timpop, President of the Maui Chamber of Commerce, wishing you happy holidays and blessings and best wishes for a beautiful Maui day. Ahui ho.